Peace all, RaReKaBaMystics here of RaReKaBaMystics and Upright Root and Aspire Higher. Welcome to this weekly segment of the weekly PowRa. Welcome to this segment of the weekly PowRa. It doesn't always come weekly, I know. So I've had a little time off replenishing myself, working on my own stuff and really studying self, studying all, So this week we are starting on the 1st of June until the 7th of June, okay? And I've got some new decks, okay? I made some new decks during my sabbatical. So here we go. So the first day of the week, which is also the first day of the month, is on Moon Day, and Luna is in Virgo. We're currently still in Taurus season until, give or take a few days, the 20th, 21st, 23rd-ish, okay? On the monthly, I detailed a little bit why I mentioned all those dates, 22, 21, 20, 21, 23, okay? Because if you check that out, you know more, all right? Otherwise, there'll be more segments to further depict that. We have a 3 underlying vibration, okay? And the Moon Day is all about it is the second day of the week. It's all about duality, balance, a communion, okay? Moon is represented by the waters, the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings, okay? And color therapy is blue and white. Aromatherapy is jasmine, and mineral therapy is silver, okay? And on this first day of the month, we have a waxing gibbous lunar north of Speaker, and waxing gibbous is a great time to be present and perfect what the intentions were for the new moon, which was on the 22nd of May. And I'm just looking back on my notes real quick. The new moon was in Taurus, and the cards I got for that day, it was a Venus day on the 22nd. It was underlaying 7 vibration. The cards I got for that day was Temperance with You Are an Abundant Being. Okay, if you temper your realization of the world around you, okay, not be too heightened in the left, not be too heightened in the low, and in the right, even left and right. And even that comes to mind, like not to being too spiritual, not being too physical, the need for balance, not being too everything is right now, without looking back and to see where you want to go forward at the same time, not being too receptive but also being forthcoming, and remembering that with the balance of self and all else brings in your abundance, right? And then a 22 vibration is all about that, that collective gains, and it starts with the micro so you can see it in the macro, okay? And with that 7 vibration, similarly, it's about you checking the spirits around, checking your innate spirit and checking the spirits that's around you. Because some of the spirit attachments are not always autonomous, and you have to check that, by taking time to realize that what I'm thinking, is how I'm moving really correct. Am I justified in this? Am I what's that term? It's not conceited. It's I can't remember what the word is. Contempt. I don't know. It's like an ancient word that kind of signifies that you have backing that you may not understand when you're in a right, where others may not understand when you're following your highest guide, because there's a lot of things that are done in the dark, and people think, because it was done in the dark, they can't check me for it. But when you attune yourself to self, you realize what may seem wayward to others on the outside, you're taking the steps you're taking because you know what truly happened on the inside, on the dark side, or the unseen side, right? So that's Moon Day, north of Speaker, of waxing gibbous, again taking time to perfect your intention that you would have set for that dark lunar, which is that new moon in Taurus. Okay. And Taurus is quite busy planetary wise. Got the Venus and the North Node actually, and no, sorry, North Node is in Gemini. What am I saying? Why did I just say that? I think it was Ceres that's in Gemini, or is it Vesta? Vesta's in Gemini. Vesta's going. Oh my God! Excuse me, jumbled up so far. Okay. Taurus has Venus retrograde, and the moon was new or dark in Venus. Okay, that's the correlation. Excuse me. So that's moon day. And north of Speaker, Luna is in Virgo on this first day of the month, of this week, of this strong. And Speaker is the mother energy. Okay, and it's time to perfect what you nurture, what you want. And I keep drawing back to the Taurus energy. Why so? Let me think. Okay, Virgo and Speaker being fine-tuning what it is that you need to nurture. It go alongside with the Temperance and how you can acquire your abundance or realize your abundance. Because abundance is all of the things that you love, you want. You can also get an abundance of shit that you don't want, but that's why it's important to balance. So you do get the things that you actually do want, but it's important for you to also check what it is that you want to bring in. Check what it is that you want to nurture. Is it truly for you? Is it really for the highest good of you? Okay. And on that day, we have all the sides of you. You know, they need to check all the sides of you to be sure that you have, you know, talked through all the thoughts and feelings that may feel a bit icky towards you, that may feel like a death towards you, that may feel like a transition for you, with the need to pick up the keys and use the tools. That means taking your time and making the time to really check the whole rounded you, you know, your steps or your non-steps in any situation, so you can come out triumphant, even though when you thought the odds was against you. Picking up the keys and using the tools means taking the time to really ascertain what is unique to you, so you can work with that. Okay. On the second day of the month is Mars Day. Hold on a minute. We got Mars Day. That is the third day of the week, and the 3 being about co-creation, creativity, you know, expression, also magic, and being social, coming together. Like I always say, the 3 energies about the divinity, the synergy, the Trinity, you know. And its planetary body is Mars, and it's a physical day, and the color therapy is red, black, and green. Moon day is a mental day, as they mentioned, and aromatherapy wise is pine, a great strong, like, I don't want to say citrusy, but it's very what's that? I can't really get the term for it, and there is no real term. I'm just trying to think about how to put it across, but it's a cypress fruit, and it's like the evergreen, right? And so, you know, it stays strong, it stays green all year round, it's perennial. And it just because it reminds me of that Ogun energy. It is Ogun day actually, Mars Day, but it reminds me of being hard and soft, because Ogun is all about the metals. The mineral therapy is iron, but also it looks about the nature. And funny enough, we have here plant kingdom with the 8 of Wands, and then know thyself, and holistically, psychologically, and physiologically. I interchange that again. Yes, it reminded me of the plant kingdom, because, you know, the pine is the evergreen. It's that understanding your whole nature, your whole nature, and being able to go the whole year round stealth, and this speaks of just that. The eight of wands always reminds me, even though it talks about communication, but the eight is always about cyclic nature, cyclic understanding, the cycles that you go through and why and how, in regards to your spirit, what you're passionate about, how you move, taking time to know thyself holistically, meaning physiologically and psychologically. Why do you come in the body that you encompass, and how does that function for you? And why do you think the way you think? What emotes you? What triggers you the way it does? And how has that been working for you? The need to switch it up when necessary, not wait for things to come about. Sometimes, it's the season, it's time for you to move out of one phase to another. But don't wait for something to hit you hard for you to take the steps, and going into the plant kingdom and taking time with the plant kingdom helps you understand your nature, because that is nature. We are naturally all, connected to the earth and all its matters. And the plant kingdom is great. Just going out in the grass and really grounding yourself, earthing it's called, by planting your feet on the grass, shoes off, and just setting an intention that you're anchoring yourself to the core of earth. Makes you the most grounded. Okay, and on this Mars Day, we haven't got any much planetary movement at all. Luna is still in Virgo though, and the undertone vibration is a 5. The necessity to change, the need to move away from the status quo. Don't follow what everybody else says, but do what's innate for you, what is important for you. All right, and then we have Mercury Day, and Mercury Day is the 4th day of the week, and the 4th energy representing foundation, structure, loyalty, managing, roots, and Mercury Day is a mental day, and this is Wednesday, and the color therapy is yellow, and the aromatherapy is lavender, and the mineral therapy is mercury. And on this Mercury Day, we have the 3rd day of the month of the week, and with an undertone of 7. Okay, and 7 is one of those heightened energies that we have this month, the 3 and the 7, in fact. Okay, and we have Luna in Libra, and the Luna is actually going to be quite close to the Earth at this time. And we have Venus in Taurus in inferior conjunction to Sol, so it will be in between Earth and Sol. It will be closest to Sol. Okay, it's both Sol and Venus in Taurus at this time. Okay, the 3 creating, recreating, the 7 taking time to reflect what part of creation you are embodying, with the Ascended Masters and the strength and the symbolic wisdom. I chuckled because Ascended Masters always with this deck. I've been working with it since I created it, and it asks us to do a little digging, little soul searching, or some what ancient deity, and I don't want to call it deity because it's not necessarily deity, like Yeshua was walked on earth, Mary Magdalene walked on earth, Buddha walked on earth, what ascended master do you have close affinity to, which ones do you want to embody? And it's not for you to embody them, but to take their attributes, their heightened attributes that you saw, and elevate that through your own consciousness, because you can't be another person, but you can be you and be inspired by others. Okay, the strength, you have strength to work through your own idiosyncrasies, right? to tame the beast, the one that may tell you, they may want you to rear your ugly head, and instead be in your zen, in your peace, in your divinity. Muster your courage and zeal for its highest heights. When it comes to ascended masters, there'll be a lot of symbolism for you when you're seeking them. There'll be little clues, even when it comes to animals. Just that research the significance, or the medicine, or the totem, or the guides within animals. Okay, and we're Mercury Day. Luna is in Libra, I did mention. And so on Jupiter Day, we have the fifth day of the week, and 5 being all about learning lessons, need for change, and being adventurous. Okay, moving away from the status quo, not following but leading. Okay, Jupiter Day is a physical day, and the color therapy is purple, the aromatherapy is cedarwood, and the mineral therapy is tin. Okay, and on this day we have a 4 day with a 9 undertone vibration, and 9 is all about the culmination, understanding all that you've gone through, and to now stand in a better footing to not just help yourself but humanity. And 9 also has a warrior Mars energy resonance. Okay, this day we have Mercury at its greatest eastern elongation, and the Mercury is in Gemini. I think that's what the Gemini affiliation was earlier. Gemini, Mercury is also in Gemini. Okay, and when Mercury is at its eastern greatest elongation, that's when it's most visible in the evening sky, and you can see it usually without a telescope or anything like that. You can see it with a naked eye. And this always denotes a few days before we go into Mercury retrograde, a week or so. Okay, and with that we have the shadow one with the 9 of swords and respect and revere your nature. Okay, again, this is beautiful, because I don't really did you see me shuffle? I don't know if you did. No, but I don't take much time when I shuffle and record and start relaying the messages as they come on record. So the shadow one is speaks about your darker nature, your non-conducive stuff. Okay, and again, remember, spirits are can be attached, but you also have a spirit, and your spirit is both yin and yang. And you have to check your yang self to always strive to be your higher self, because that's the more bliss-filled way of living. And in the time that we're in right now, we're moving towards that. We're not moving from our low vibration self. Our low vibration is like that time has come to an end now, where we're supposed to be integrating ourselves so we can check ourselves. Okay, and it's the difference between having an ego and a misaligned ego. People think that the ego is all bad, but it's not the ego that is bad, because the ego is an extension of your will, to zeal to do things, especially to be different, to do things differently, which has been kind of circumvented, kind of cut through, because society has been geared to not be able to think for themselves. That's why everybody's acting like drones, acting like they don't have a head for themselves, not thinking before you just be told something and you just move with that. Okay, so that's why the ego had been demonized. But when your ego is aligned to your higher self, you're always going to do what's best for you, and what's best for you is what's best for all eventually. Okay, because if you telling somebody don't tell me to shut up, they might think, oh, you're being rude. But how dare somebody tell you to shut up and think it's okay? You gotta check these things. But that's just a very small example of a very larger scope of things that could happen, that happens that way. So we are on Jupiter Day, right? So we spoke about Mercury and the shadow self with the 9 of swords, like, yeah, and respect and revere your nature, inner standing and your nature, and realizing that your shadows, your ego is not bad. You know, again, your ego is an extension of your willpower, and it's only on its like low vibrating self when you are misaligned, and when you feel like your wings have been capped almost, then you just want to go rah and go like crazy about things, just like this here man's doing. You know, once you are honored, you're respected, and you are free to be, then your nature is pure, it's divine, you know. Okay, so Venus day, we have the 6th day of the week, and with that revering your nature, it's checking your thoughts and feelings. The spirits definitely always that are abound. The Venus day is the 6th day of the week, and it's all about family, home, beauty, pleasures, leisures, and the color therapy. It's a mental day also. The color therapy is green and magenta. Aromatherapy is rose, and mineral therapy is copper and brass. And on this day we have the full lunar and a lunar eclipse, and we have it in Ophiuchus, okay, and Luna is actually north of Antares on this day, and the undertone numerology influence is the 11 vibration. 11 vibration, all about, you know, coming together, the yin and the yang, and connecting your higher self to yourself, you know, coming into the best relationships, physically and non-physically. First of all, always non-physically, integrating yourself, you know, knowing your light side and your dark side, like your shadow side, okay, and also understanding where you've come from. Ascended masters came to mind again, because some of us on this channel here have been ascended masters, or have had affiliations with these ascended masters, and still do incarnate some of their energy in this time. And so when you take the time, you know, to not worry and think that you're lacking in anything, but researching who you are, why you are, you be able to realize why you be who you be. And Ophiuchus is that energy that helps us go down to the depths, deep. Okay, it is in the center of the galaxy, of the Milky Way. So that's where everything rotates from, or orbits around. So if you can get to the center, the core of you, you can completely understand yourself. By taking time for yourself, you understand the love that you should be given to yourself all along. You will realize how magnificent you are, and how much you should be adorned and respected and revered, you know, understanding your abundance, okay, and not allowing oh, have you not been in frame this time? Not allowing society to make you feel otherwise, okay. And then we have Saturn day, which is the 7th day of the week. Oh, that new you came to mind again. I mean, just, yeah, the 7th day of the week, and it's all about 7 being spirituality, time to reflection, great time to do some writing, great time to take a sabbatical. The Saturn day is a physical and mental day, and so, you know, with that, it's all about your purpose as well. So what is best for you to do on that 7th day? Should you be taking a sabbatical? Should you be active in something? You know, that's why I believe that the Saturn day is in a physical and mental day. And then we got the color therapy being indigo, brown and black, aromatherapy being myrrh, and mineral therapy being lead. And on this day, we have an undertone of a 4 vibration, and Luna is in Ophiuchus again. We have here a new you. Once we've gone through the full lunar eclipse on the 5th, you will feel refreshed. You will understand a little bit more about yourself, and it's a good time to take time and ponder on where have you been, what fills you up, you know, what reminiscing a little bit as well would be good, you know, taking time to realize what it is that you need to do. Look, it's got attack or transmute, whatever you choose, act and be wise as you move. Again, it goes back to what I was saying about choose whether you should like rest on this day, like fully rest on this day, or be more active on this day. You know, it could be from the little mundane things. You know, should you leave the dishes, or should you actually get the I don't know, the laundry done, you know, the piled up laundry done, you know. Taking time with yourself again is really necessary for you to integrate yourself. This month is all about that. You know, check out the monthly reading that we got up. Okay. And then on the soul day, which is the first day of the week, okay, it's Sunday. It's number 1 day. It's all about initiation, it's determination, it's will. It's a physical day. The color of therapy is orange and white, and the aromatherapy is frankincense, and the mineral therapy is gold. And we have a 33 undertone, which again correlates to I was going to say ascended master, but the ascended master, which is Yeshua, Christos, and this is Christ consciousness. You know, the realizing that, you know, taking care of yourself and taking care of others is paramount. We thrive naturally in communal settings. We should respect and honor our highest heights, you know, our divinity, our infinite one, the God. With the 7 vibration as well, 7 and 3 keeps coming up, and it's you know, again, the Trinity reflecting on that divinity. And we have chant a mantra with Queen of Swords and Twin Flame. Chant a mantra is a good time to really find a way to be devotional to yourself and to the infinite one. Devoting yourself to self is devoting yourself to the infinite one, because if you can take time to realize who you are, why you are giving thanks to the creator, the co-creator, you know. With the Queen of Swords, taking time with yourself and realizing your thoughts and being some welcoming to those thoughts that may feel, especially on this day specifically after the cleansing of the Ophiuchus full moon, lunar eclipse at that. It's like it's giving you time to nurture the thoughts that you may think may be seen in society as megalomaniac, like something that somebody that may think like, oh no way, you're reaching, or you think you're the best now. Like you have grandeur in you naturally if you align yourself to your higher self. And with the twin flame, it's that higher level, higher consciousness, you know. It's the realizing that we are divine, we are gods in physical form, you know, and we can act like demigods, and we can act like ascended masters type gods, you know, because they're ascended masters are ascended masters because they were able to reach their divinity in this life. And when I say reach the divinity, I mean acted like they know they were, not acted and knew actually, not so much acted, but knew that they were divine, they were made from creation, and they are part of creation, and they co-create with creation. And creation dubbed Infinite One, Divine, Almighty God, the Most High. Okay, this week take time to recreate you to the fullest. There's a divine intervention at hand. Okay, take time to realize and take ownership of who you truly are. Realize that you are spirit first and matter after, and learn about yourself. I think it's imperative. Have a beautiful one all. Peace.